Alrighty, Rue.
Yeah.
You already know what time it is.
It's HeadCanon o'clock time, Nick.
That's right.
Do you want to introduce your name?
Man, I'm Nick the Slick Johnson.
Yeah, I'm Jake, make the day brighter Snyder.
Oh, yes, indeed.
And this is a special episode of HeadCanon, where instead of throwing out any story pitches we have or reboot ideas, me and Nick are going to talk about a little something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little old Nicolas Cage.
A little known actor named Nic Cage, who has been around the block of Hollywood for 30 years or so.
Minimum.
Just doing whatever the fuck he wants. And god damn it.
Being good at it too.
Yeah, putting his all into it.
It seems like the Nicolas Cage roles, he's the only one that could do it.
Yeah.
Like
Ghost Rider, like that at least.
he's the only one that could do that type of Ghost Rider.
It sucks because he never really got to go full Ghost Rider like he wanted to.
Yeah, it's weird because it seemed like there are only two, so each movie he was trying to go like all in, kind of.
Yeah, he really wanted it to be like a monster movie,
But they kept not doing, and
they
especially
just went so soft.
Yeah, especially the second one, because those two directors, they were like, yeah, we're really gonna focus on the horror elements.
Yeah, they're the makers of Crank.
And they just didn't. It was just like,
Yeah,
okay, this is kind of whack.
yeah.
I've only seen it the one time, but man,
Same. Honestly, I only remember the title, Spirit of Vengeance.
it was.
Yeah.
It was whack. There were some cool aspects to it. Like I like that when he transformed. Like the skull was black, like it was just burnt. And wow, that's it. It was, and well, yeah, like his physical appearance was kind of cool. Like when he was the Ghost Rider, the leather was like bubbling and boiling and stuff. Like that's kind of interesting. But it's like that's really it, because even the flames over his skull weren't really. They were kind of subdued. It was just like little tiny kind of boring like orange flames. It wasn't like crazy bright yellow fire shooting out, you know.
Didn't the Marvel show do Ghost Rider?
Oh, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Did you watch that?
I can tell you what. I saw like one of those episodes.
With Ghost Rider?
No, it was several years before Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
And I heard that they were bringing Ghost Rider back on.
Yeah.
Or not back on, but onto the show. I said, this is really interesting. Because I want, like, why Ghost Rider with this type of show?
Right.
And I was like, okay, well, it's season 4, and I'm gonna watch it because it's Ghost Rider, and I want to see what they do with it.
Okay.
And I started episode 1 of season 4, and I'm pretty sure I finished it. But I also remember just thinking, I guess I'm not gonna know what happens with Ghost Rider this season.
Yeah, I was there for the premiere of that show because I was like, oh my god, they're making a Marvel TV show and it ties in with Avengers?
Listen.
Count me in.
From the get-go, I was like, this seems a little bit whack to me.
Oh, of course. You knew right from the start.
It did.
Omniscient
Dude.
Nick, once again.
I've seen maybe 2 episodes, bro. Like,
Right.
dude, you know what? Yeah. You know what? Call me Days, make fun of me, but you know I'm right. You know I'm gosh darn right.
Torture me, crucify me, do what you wish, as long as you know.
Like, okay, yeah, stop all this bullshit. Oh, Nick says it was like this from the get-go. It was like that from the get-go. Dog, I'm telling you straight up, bro.
Okay.
I probably told you back in 2012 when it was announced or whatever.
Probably.
I was like, okay, you got Avengers, and you're gonna follow it up with like this whack-ass show about like it's the people from S.H.I.E.L.D. like. And I'm not even saying like, oh, you you do Avengers, and then immediately if you were to do a show about the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it would just automatically be whack. I'm not even saying that. I'm going strictly based off of what I saw in the trailer. Like, okay, so it's just going to be them being half-assed part of that Marvel Cinematic Universe, but still outside and still not even like tying into anything.
Yeah.
That's whack.
Did they announce that at the time that it wasn't really going to be tying into anything?
I'm pretty sure they did.
Are you serious?
Dude, and then like well, actually, no. When they made the show, they're like, yeah, it's part of the MCU because
Right.
it all takes place after and because of
Avengers.
Yeah. And I still didn't like watch it. I caught like maybe one episode in season 1 maybe because I was like, they're not gonna tie anything in. It's just gonna keep existing on the outskirts of everything, and that it didn't appeal to me. And then fucking there was one episode where the TV description was like, oh, it's gonna tie in with Thor.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So
Say less.
I tuned in and it was Lady Sif.
Oh, okay.
With the same actress from the movie. She was in it. And it was like, okay, and it was just them like mentioning Thor and talking about Thor every now and then. Like, I see why Thor liked you, Phil, son of Kel, because they think is, and it was, I was like, this is it. Wow.
I can't believe they got Lady Sif. She's in such high demand.
Honestly, no, it was like, this is what I've seen like the recaps on YouTube, and this is what happened in this season, and that, and I'm like, this is still just mad whack. Because also it's like, you tell me all of this crazy ass shit was just happening without the Avengers knowing, and then it's like, oh well, it's in a universe that's really similar to the MCU, but it's an alternate reality. So like,
is that what they went with?
Yeah, like especially towards the end. So like,
wow.
the truth of the MCU is not the same truth of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Wow, well, that's boring.
And it's like yeah, because they were doing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Coulson was alive. So I kept wondering, and I think a lot of people were like, well, are they gonna find out that Coulson's alive? Mm-hmm. And if they do, how is that going to affect the team? Because they formed because Coulson died. Like, that's what really, really got them together in the end.
Right. Which in hindsight is really
dumb,
weak. Like, none of you really had emotional connections to this dude.
Iron Man didn't give two flying fucks about Coulson, but then he's the one that has the line with Loki. Oh, there's one other guy you pissed off, and his name was Phil. Like, oh, really? Because he was a brother to you, like how motherfucking Rhodey was, or even Captain America.
Yeah, no,
man.
It's in the moment in 2012. It was like, wow, they're doing it. They're really doing it. But like, what? 10 years later, it's like, that's all. That's all there is to this movie. Phil died. Phil.
Yeah, that's what made y'all want to team up.
Yeah.
Not the fact that the world's about to be cracked in half.
Yeah, not that there's like this huge threat that has already killed people.
Minimum 80.
No, it's Phil. Oh, okay. Yeah,
yeah,
right.
We all loved Phil.
Yeah.
No, y'all were guilt-tripped into forming as a team. And again, like, because Fury, like, he was like, if what I said didn't work earlier, and if Loki being here, tearing shit up didn't work, maybe they'll feel bad for their fellow fallen soldier or something. Mm-hmm. And then they never brought him up again.
Nah.
They never mentioned Phil, except for Captain Marvel, because he was there, obviously. But like, man, they didn't care about. And like, yeah, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., bro. Like, I would have done that different, but that's a different conversation.
So. Yeah, all this to say,
Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider was alright though. It was straight.
Yeah, so
it wasn't magic or nothing. It didn't.
I still think a Ghost Rider movie, like a well done movie, could be really interesting. But I don't think it could take place in the MCU. That the way I'm picturing it, I don't think it would be good in an MCU.
Yeah, because it's that whole. We're owned by Disney, so we got to do all of this kind of family friendly type
Yeah,
stuff.
like we have this idea, this really strong idea. We got a director who could really enact on this vision, but everything that this director wants to do, we're just gonna do like half of it. So he gets to do everything, just not to completion.
Yeah. And then when the movie bombs and they want to come back for the sequel, we're gonna say, okay, you can come back for the sequel. We're just gonna hover around over
Yeah, you gotta follow all our rules now.
Yeah,
like you didn't the first time. But anyway, anyway. So we came to talk about Nic Cage and our favorite Nic Cage movie.
That's right. What is your favorite Nic Cage movie? Jacob Snyder, the man who make your day brighter. Jacob Snyder.
If we're being honest, it's Mandy. But if we're being like 1-to-1 nostalgia is equal to quality, I would say Ghost Rider, the first Ghost Rider, because I loved that movie as a kid. As a kid, that was quintessential Marvel.
You were as a little kid watching Ghost Rider, like, yeah, this is the heart of the MCU right here.
When did that come out? 07?
Oh, damn, 07.
So that was before Iron Man. Wow.
It's like that's crazy to me. Because he could, they could just say like, oh, the Ghost Rider in the MCU is the Nic Cage one, and still just kind of continue with that. Yeah. I'm not saying that they should, but it's interesting to think that they technically could.
Yeah.
Same thing with Blade, even.
Blade.
Just because the events of the whole trilogy predate the MCU,
That's
so
true.
They could just say like, oh yeah, after all of that shit, vampires maybe were still like on the down low or whatever, and then
that's a good point actually. Yeah,
and then just bring Wesley Snipes back. I'm excited to see.
Ghost Rider does bring up like a couple complications with like the devil and shit. That
I feel like what? No, challenge accepted. I got you. I'm gonna ask you a question right now. I got you.
Okay, what's the question?
No, answer. Yeah, you gotta ask it first though.
Oh.
Or like what complications rather?
Oh, it's just the portrayal of the devil, and like how big of a role he had in Ghost Rider, but he hasn't shown up in any other movie, even like Doctor Strange.
He didn't care.
Damn.
What I tell you?
Damn, that is so like him.
No one's ever thought of this before.
Like, honestly speaking, not talking about Spirit of Vengeance, just the first Ghost Rider.
Okay.
Could that legitimately work in the MCU?
Yeah.
All right.
I really feel like it could, yeah.
Okay. Like, I mean, they're introducing Blade, so I don't think they have any problems introducing, like, these new big concepts.
Yeah, because I heard rumors that they'd be doing like Midnight Suns or something like that, which is it's just the supernatural, like we're fighting vampires and werewolves section of the MC of Marvel, right? So it's like, yeah, they could, and they even hinted because the Ghost Rider in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was Robbie Reyes, the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. It wasn't the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, which was the Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider. But there was a flashback to the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, but in the Ghost Rider form. But they never showed his human form, so you could like kind of like, okay, yeah, it's just the Nic Cage one. Fuck it.
Okay.
But also, I'm like, I don't think Nic Cage could really play him now.
No.
Like not like no like he aged out. He aged out of the role, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think he could handle it now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that was like one of the first performances of his that I remember being like, wow, that's an actor doing a character. Not in a bad way, but I'm like, I recognize this guy. I've seen him before because I see him in National Treasure and shit. Which National Treasure, while a good movie, isn't my favorite role of his because he's you could replace him with anyone.
You could throw some Chris Pine in there, bro. Like,
yeah. But like movie connoisseur, movie watcher, If you were asked that version of me, I would say Mandy is my favorite portrayal of Nic Cage because it's like, well, do you know the director's name? It's some crazy name.
Yes, I do know the director's name. I'm gonna say it right now. The guy that directed it was named Panos Cosmatos.
Yes.
I apologize if I mispronounced it.
Yeah, like the way he handled Nic Cage in Mandy, it was like he was letting Nic Cage come out, but in very controlled bursts.
He should do a Ghost Rider movie.
No, oh God, that would be crazy.
Damn.
That would be crazy.
Even if they brought back Nic Cage and it is just like the third movie in his kind of franchise.
Right.
Like, wow, that would be insane.
It would be like the Logan
of
the Ghost Rider franchise, yeah.
Oh, that would be insane.
But nah, Mandy is just like on another level of creativity.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that's very visually striking, and it's also one of those movies where you watch it like, I wonder what this meant. Because yeah, it was a lot of kind of crazy, violent fight scenes, and it's like, is he fighting demons, or are these just people that are so hopped up on this kind of crazy drug that they just kind of seem demonic or like subhuman or something like that? Right. And like either way, like you could, it's kind of both at the same time, just the way this world exists. And even when he went to see that one dude who I think was the maker of the drug, and he was like, yeah, like they killed my wife or something like that. And there were some analyses were saying that this character could either represent God because he's the one that basically created everything, and it's just this dude seeking like divine help, and like, yes, it's God, but he didn't directly say do this, and this. He just kind of like gave some information, like enough information where it's like you might have a hint of what you need to do next, but it mostly just, you know, it's not going to steer you anywhere. Like, I'm not directly involved. Yeah. It was that, or it was like he's another deity, which it was, I want to say like a Braxis, where he's like good and evil, or like the perfect balance of both.
Wasn't that the horn that the bad guys used to call the demons?
It was like the horn of Abraxas.
Yeah. Just another supernatural like element to it that kind of is like, okay, is this an actual supernatural thing, or is this just a weird call for this local gang? Yeah.
But then it's like, well, maybe it just seems supernatural, because I'm pretty sure he had taken the drugs before he met this guy. So maybe that's why everything seemed just slightly off in his head.
He did take the drug.
Did he? Okay, yeah, maybe.
Talking about Nic Cage?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. But yeah, that's my favorite movie. Like
Nic Cage movie.
My favorite Nic Cage movie. Thank you, because I don't know necessarily that I would say it's like the best performance I've seen him in, but it's just a really fascinating and interesting movie.
It all coalesces into one like beautiful package. Like his acting just sells this really bizarre performance, like bizarre character, bizarre story. Like it all just perfectly weaves and complements one another, you know? The visuals, the story, and the acting. It's just like a trifecta. So yeah, I agree. That is my favorite performance of Nic Cage. I think a standout performance in that movie is the bathroom freak out right after his wife is killed.
Oh yeah.
And it's like the camera is just left to roll, and the director's like, all right, do what you want, go.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Nic Cage came up with that like on the day of filming.
I wouldn't be surprised if the underwear was his idea.
Oh yeah.
Like the whole scene takes place and he's in his underwear, just freaking out.
It was written, it's after the wife's funeral, so everyone should be in suits. He's like, I want to be in my underwear and socks and in a bloody tiger shirt. So I just like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
But what other Nic Cage movies? I know there's Face Off, but I haven't seen Face Off.
Face Off was pretty solid. Face Off was good. One that I like a lot is Knowing.
Yeah, you've talked about Knowing quite a bit. I haven't seen it.
Oh, we gotta watch it.
Yeah.
It's good. Next. When I was a kid, I loved Next.
What is Next? I've never heard of that.
It's so Nic Cage movie, obviously, but he can see the future like ahead, like a few minutes, and it's him with this ability, but trying to just kind of be on the down low, or just kind of like live quietly. But then like an FBI agent is tracking him down, and it's like, well, there's going to be like a terrorist attack or something like that, and I'm pretty sure you can see the future, because how else would you be able to like do all of this stuff? It's not like a supernatural superhero comic book world like that. It seems like it's just this one dude with this ability, and she's like, there's an attack and I need your ability to stop it. But she's not like a good guy. She's still kind of like antagonistic.
Oh yeah.
You know? Yeah, because like like if the terrorist thing wasn't going on and it was just her like pursuing this guy, she would just be the villain of the movie. But it's like, I need you to stop this.
Interesting.
And the way they portray his ability to see the future is interesting. And throughout the film itself, it evolves.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really interesting.
He's in a new A24 movie coming up. It's like a comedy, yeah?
Blanking on it. I don't think so. Maybe. But yeah, those are our favorite Nic Cage movies.
I feel bad because I haven't seen like his Oscar-winning performances, or like the in the 90s when he was like legit huge.
Oh yeah. We got, this is worth noting, he almost did a Superman movie.
Right.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that was at least a top 5 contender.
Yeah.
for me at least.
Yeah. That would have been interesting.
Oh, I would love that.
But Raising Arizona?
Nope.
There's another something Air.
Oh, Con Air is one I want to see.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
There was one, I think it was called City of Angels.
I'll take your word for that.
I think it was him and Meg Ryan, I want to say, and he was her guardian angel, but
nice.
She could see him for some reason, and it was like a love story, I think. And that song Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls was in it.
No shit, I love that song. That's a really good song.
When I found that out, I was like, yo, I gotta see this movie. Because that song goes hard.
Honestly, yeah. That's a classic. Is that all? Is that all we have for this one?
Oh, Left Behind.
I never finished Left Behind. I started it and...
I started it with Shaw, man.
Yeah, exactly. Never finished.
Wow.
Did you finish it?
No.
Yeah.
Last time I saw any of it was with you guys. The boy with a... It was whack.
Oh, he was in Mom and Dad. Remember that? That was actually a really good performance, just entertainment-wise. He was crazy in that movie.
The movie just, I remember it being just kind of like...
It wasn't good.
It was a lot of crazy stuff, but also kind of like
it wasn't
boring to me a little bit.
It just felt...
It
felt weird. Like it was
it drags on,
big in scope, but like we were focusing on one family, but it was also kind of like not much was going on.
Yeah, it seemed like one of those dreams where
it just keeps going. It's like a run-on sentence.
And even in the dream itself, it's like, God, this sucks. Like, man, it doesn't end. Like, he had one part in that movie which I 100% enjoy.
Is it the?
It's the when I was like,
kid.
When I saw that, man, chef's kiss, bro.
Yeah,
see, that's art.
The filming and the acting, that was hilarious. And like when he's running in that movie in the house and he falls like spectacularly. Do you remember that? He trips on like a toy and he takes down like an entire shelf with him as he's going down, and it is crazy.
I gotta see that scene again.
And then there's this really weird flashback before they went crazy where he's talking with his son and he's drinking like a beer and he's just talking to his son about shit and he just like tongues the beer can and then looks away like it was the most natural thing to do. You remember that? He was like, And the sun, it's not acknowledged by anyone. It's not acknowledged by the sun, the camera. It's so funny. It's so Nicolas Cage. Damn, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of Ghost Rider and put Mandy right below. No, put Mom and Dad right below Mandy.
That's your top 3?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Because that movie's hilarious.
Yeah, man. My top 3 in this order, it's Mandy, Knowing, and Next.
Damn. Okay.
National Treasure is pretty close.
Really? His performance in National Treasure.
I think just the movie in general. Oops. Yeah, the performance too, though.
Okay.
Because performance was like, wow, this is like a weird guy, but he genuinely believes in what he says, even though it is a little bit off. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever movie he's working on next. I think he's in like a Tiger King movie that's coming out,
right, yeah.
possibly.
I want to see Mandy Part 2.
Oh, yeah. Whatever Panos Cosmatos,
Yep.
I don't know how to pronounce it, makes next. Whatever he does next, I'm there.
Man, yeah, do Ghost Rider 3.
Yeah.
Shit, even with Nic Cage.
Do a Midnight Suns movie.
Oh, that'd be dope.
But yeah, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to this special episode of HeadCanon. You know the drill. Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, all the social medias will be linked down below.
That's right.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye, you guys. Thank you so much. I've been your host, Nick the Slick Johnson, joined by
Jake, make your day brighter, Snyder.
That's right. Make your days brighter, everybody.